Hi friends, this is Raja. Today we are going to talk about mirroring a volume group in, in an AX server. So for mirroring a volume group, you need to have minimum 2 disks per volume group. And the main requirement is both the physical volumes should be of the same size. So let us now look at the system. We are going to mirror the root volume group, and how many PVs we have? Two physical volumes, one is HDisk 0 and the other one is HDisk 1. And right now the HDisk 0 belongs to root volume group. Let us look at the size. So HDisk 0 is around 16 GB. So we need to have another hard disk of size 16 GB at least. So HDisk 1 is also 16 GB. So that's no problem, we can do the mirroring. So now we are going to add HDisk 1 into root volume group, and then we are going to start the mirroring. For adding a physical volume into a root volume group, we have to use a command called extend vg. Then you mention the volume group name followed by the new PV name. Okay. Now you can see HDisk 1 belongs to rootvg right now. lsvg space rootvg, it shows that we have two active PVs. Okay, and total PV is 2, stale is 0. Stale means bad physical volume which is not accessible. So we have right now two active PVs. That means both the physical volumes are active, they are functional, and the total PPs is 1084. That is around 34 GB of 34 GB total space, and out of which 32 GB is available. So the used PPs is 2 GB. So before mirroring, we are using 2 GB of space in HDisk 0. When we do mirroring, the same 2 GB of data will be copied to HDisk 1. So you need to have 2 GB of free space in HDisk 1, which we have. By this way, you can see what are the logical volumes available in root volume group. We have from HDisk 5 to HD5 to HD10 OPT. So this command will show you total PPs, free PPs for each and every physical volume. If you take HDisk 0, the total PP is 542 and free PP is 479. And for HDisk 1, the total is 542, the free is 542. That means we have not used HDisk 1 for storing any data. So we are going to start a mirroring. Of root volume group. So the command is mirrorvg space rootvg space the PV where you want to put the mirrored data. Okay. Basically, you can have 3 mirrors maximum, but people normally use only 2 mirrors, and whenever you use mirrorvg command, by default it will create only the second copy, I mean the second mirror. If you want to have a third mirror, then there is an option called -c. So after -c you have to put the number 3, so that it will create a third copy of the existing data. So now we are going to create a second copy of root volume group in HDisk 1. So the command we use is mirrorvg space rootvg space HDisk 1. This will take quite some time, depending on the size of the existing data. Right now we have only 2 GB of data, so it will be fast a little bit. But when we go in a production environment, we used to have like 20-30 GB of data in root volume group. At the time, it may take like 20-30 minutes. Depends upon the amount of data and the speed of the hard disk. Can calculate it using the RPM, revolutions per minute, or those kind of stuff, and the SCSI adapter. And whenever you do it on a SAN adapter, it will take quite long time. So it depends on a lot of factors like the amount of data and the speed of the disk, the speed of the SCSI adapter or the fiber channel adapter. So I think ours will be done in another few minutes. I think the rootvg operation is completed. You can see here quorum requirement turned off. Reboot the system for this to take effect for root volume group. So whenever you do a mirror VG, the quorum requirement will be turned off, but you need to have a reboot to make this take uh, to take effect for this root volume group. And it says root volume group successfully mirrored. User should perform boss boot of the system to initialize boot records. Then user must modify boot list to include hdisk 0 and hdisk 1. Okay, this command mirror vg namespace pv name, this is enough when you do mirroring on a data volume group. But when you do mirroring on a root volume group, you have to do two more activities. The first one is you have to run a boss boot command to initialize boot records on both the boot disk, I mean hdisk 0 and hdisk 1. The second thing which you have to do is to run boot list to include both your boot physical volumes in the boot list. So first we are going to do a boss boot. Oh, I'm sorry. So this command will recreate the boot image on hdisk 0. Basically it will create a boot image using the current kernel